and I'm gonna continue. Um, so let's go. Proverbs 20. Proverbs 20, verse 13. Proverbs 20, verse 13. Do not love sleep, or you will grow poor. Stay awake, and you will have food to spare. Right? Um, don't love sleep. Hustle, grind. You're gonna have food to spare. This you can't tell me there's so much lazy people in the world. You cannot tell me that all these lazy people are doing well. People that love to sleep, you cannot tell me they're doing well. Unless if they're already at a certain stature and point in life, they're sleeping their life away. If they're already millionaires and they already work their whole life and they're of a certain age, that's a different story. But let's continue. Uh, Proverbs 20. So some people say chapter 20 or whatever. I just say Proverbs 20. And then I would say the verse. Proverbs 20, verse 15. There is rubies in abundance, but lips that speak knowledge are rare jewel. There is gold, there is in rubies in abundance, but lips that speak knowledge are a rare jewel. Take the garment of one who puts security from a stranger and hold it and pledge if you if he does for a wayward woman. I don't yeah, I didn't really circle that one because I didn't really fully understand that verse, the one that follows 15. Um but let's go to Proverbs 20. Proverbs 20. Food gained by fraud tastes sweet to a man, but it ends up with a mouth full of gargle. Let me say that again. Proverbs 20, verse 17. Food gained by fraud tastes sweet to a man, but in the end, it will be a mouthful of gargle, mouthful of garbage. Appreciate the like. So, basically, verse 17 from Proverbs, right? I mean, Proverbs 20, verse 17, it's talking about how many people are doing fraud, right? Many people are doing fraud. And it feels good when you're getting that money. It feels good when you're getting that bag. But in the end, it will be a mouthful of gargle, a mouthful of garbage, probably a mouthful of regret. Um, I'm using both of my phones right now, so I can't even really research. I mean, I can't really Google the right definition for that word, but I'm 100% sure the word garble is basically is going to be a mouthful of garble. So if it says food gained by fraud tastes sweet to a man, but he ends up with a mouthful of garble. So it's saying in the beginning it's all good. You doing the fraud, you busting this, you busting that, you getting the money. It tastes good, it tastes sweet, but in the end it ain't good. In the end it gets sour. In the beginning it's sweet, but in the end it gets bitter or sour. So a lot of people are doing fraud. Never get out of it, never let it go, continue on to doing it. But in the end, it just comes to a ruin. It comes to an end. Um, you might end up somewhere you don't want to be. You might end up the road or prison. Some people call it up the road. Some people call it prison. You're gonna end up with a mouthful of garble, something you don't want to deal with. Okay. Now let's continue. Um, Proverbs 20. Uh, Let's do Proverbs 20, verse 18. Make plans by seeking advice. If you wage war, obtain guidance. A gossip betrays confidence, so avoid a man who talks too much. Oh my God. Let me read that again. Let me read that again. I really love the book of Proverbs. Book of Proverbs is top tier. Highly recommended. A gossip betrays a confidence. So avoid a man who talks too much. For a man curses his father and mother, his lamp will be snuffed out in pitch darkness. Um, an inheritance, an inheritance quickly gained at the beginning will not be blessed at the end. An inheritance quickly gained in the beginning will not be blessed in the end. So, for example, however you got your money, however you got your wealth, if you didn't do it the right, from my understanding, if you didn't do it the right way, um, it won't be blessed in the end. It won't be blessed in the end. It's a lot of people that are making money, that are, however they're making money, they're whatever they're doing. It doesn't end out too well. It doesn't end out too well. Um, Either they lose all the inheritance or the money that they gain. Either they lose all of it, end up somewhere like prison in a hole, or you know, uh, me personally, I try my best to do things the right way. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't turn out to be that way, but um, I know when I'm doing something I don't want to do. I know when I'm doing something that's probably not going to lead to the right road. So I know when to backpedal off things. I know when to backpedal off certain things. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys' time, whoever's been here. But I'm gonna go and do my next thing. I'm gonna go to the next project. But you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. I appreciate y'all time, all that love, blessing, peace, all that.